This is my fight breakdown for Giovanni Santillian versus Brian Norman Jr. Santillian was doing a good job throughout the fight in the beginning, especially first round. I feel like second round he was a little too aggressive. Fourth round, well, the second and third round, Brian Norman Jr. realized that Santillian was not, he wasn't trying to really box. He was going to brawl, make the fight rough, which was a good idea overall. I feel like Santillian just went about the strategy a little too fast. I don't feel like he tried to dissect what Brian Norman Jr. had going on. It's kind of hard to dissect what he's been doing the last few fights, but he's more of a pure boxer and different things than people realize. I think they see his size and everything. They see he's a brawler. From the outside looking in, you kind of think that he has a style like a Sean Porter or something, but he doesn't. He's really more of a pure boxer than people realize. And he was showing that with his jab, his 1-2. He was letting the right hand fly. He's definitely had a lot of punches on display. But I feel like Santillian, he didn't really give himself a chance because he smothered a lot of his punches early on. And he took a lot of shots to the face, and a lot of those shots and a lot of shots to the body. Brian Norman Jr. was throwing that right hook to the body. Santillian, with the southpaw stance he had, kept having trouble trying to get space and with his feet and everything else. But overall, he was definitely letting his hands fly. He definitely was letting his hands fly. He was letting that left hook fly. He did a great job overall, sitting in the pocket and let things kind of come to him. He wasn't really hanging around. So I definitely think Santillian did an excellent job. He was throwing the right hand to the body. And Brian Norman Jr., he was definitely a right hook to the body. And Brian Norman Jr., he was definitely teeing off and countering, doing a lot of different things. He used the ropes in the right way to kind of help himself out. I felt like he was getting tired in the beginning because Santillian was doing too much as far as the holding and clinching. It was a strategy for him, but it didn't work in Brian Norman's favor. But with him circling and keeping that 1-2 going, that jab in Santillian's face, that definitely caused a lot of problems. But I feel like Brian Norman Jr. was in excellent shape, though. Very excellent shape. That's why the things he was doing throughout the fight, it was kind of wearing Santillian down. I feel like around the fifth round, he knew that Santillian was kind of taking a lot of damage, and it started to slow down. I feel like Santillian didn't do enough with the jab in the fight for me. I feel like he was more so looking for power shots. He was jabbing a lot, but he wasn't jabbing enough to the point where it caused any kind of effect on Brian Norman or what he was seeing in the ring. But man, I don't know. The fans is kind of they didn't really appreciate a good fight last night. This was an excellent fight. Possibly one of the best fights we had yesterday. Even after the situation with Fury and Usyk. I know those are big names, but this fight was just as good. Santillian, he fought his butt off yesterday. He took a lot of different shots. He tried to go out there and win the fight. He didn't try to go out there and lose. And with that situation, he landed a big right hand. He definitely landed a big right hand in the fight. But overall, I felt like Santillian was doing an excellent job, though, man. He came to fight. Because a lot of guys, they'll try to just hang in the pocket or use the referee as a shield, but Santillian was letting those hands go. He was throwing the left hook, throwing a right hook, and that's kind of what he was trying to get with Brian Norman Jr. He was fighting rough, man. He was letting it be known that it was gonna be like a Mexican style fight, which it was. And Brian Norman Jr., he's prepared to box and brawl. That's the good thing about him. He's a brawler. He's a boxer. He's a very young fighter, so he's definitely learning a lot of things. I think with him fighting on the ropes, Santillian wanted him there, and he was comfortable there in a lot of situations because he was definitely countering a lot. But when it got towards those later rounds, that's when things started to get a little shaky, and Brian Norman started to take a few shots from Santillian. Santillian tried to give him his best shots, and I think Santillian he gave away too many shots early. And that's when Brian Norman started to counter. And Santillian was basically trying to throw that overhand left and that left hook. And Brian Norman Jr. was prepared for that. And that's when he just started letting his hands fly. He wasn't slowing down. Around the 8th round, I felt like Santillian was ready to go. He was definitely ready to go around the 8th round. And Brian Norman knew it. Around the 9th round, that's when he started to tee off with that right hand. And he busted Santillian's nose wide open. It definitely became a difficult situation for Santillian. But I definitely feel like Brian Norman Jr. did an excellent job in this fight. He did a very excellent job in this fight. He did a very excellent job. In the 10th round, that's when it caused trouble, though. That's when Santillian, he didn't have much of a defense. Brian Norman started letting that right hand go. He was dropping that left hand. And Brian Norman was hurting with that right hand. He was throwing that left hook as well. And like I said, man, I feel like I'm glad Brian Norman had a chance to actually display his skills and give him an opportunity. He's an interim welterweight champion. That right hook, that right uppercut is something that a lot of people did not really appreciate. But he definitely let the right hook and stuff go. He definitely let the right hook go. He walked him down. Santillian was on the front foot. And it showed, who's really at that level right now. It basically showed who's at that level right now and who has a big right hook and who has a big right hand and who has the speed. You know what I'm saying? Brian Norman has the speed. I definitely feel like he let his hands fly. But he was patient, though. He wasn't really trying to rush. I actually felt like he was a lot more dangerous than what he displayed because he wasn't really tired later on in the fight. I felt like in the middle rounds, they was trying to wear him down and different things like that. But later on in the fight, he proved that, hey, he has the skills, and now he's the interim welterweight champion, and that's definitely a big news for him. Great win. He did a great job, and that was an excellent fight by him. That's all I got. Like and subscribe.